Hello and welcome to the video version of my journal. I'm Stephanie Rivers. While I agree the story about Manti Te'o and his internet romance with an imaginary woman has been overrated, it serves as a cautionary tale that shows what can happen when you replace physical interaction with texts and tweets and emails. Of course, technology has its place, but when it comes to judging a person's honesty, their true physical appearance, and of course, most importantly, their existence, nothing beats face-to-face confirmation. I've learned from experience that some people will look you in your face and lie to you and not bat an eye. The fact that so many people forsake personal interaction to pursue internet relationships with someone sight unseen and trust what that person says to be the truth is a red flag in and of itself. Even if I see you every day, it still takes me some time before I learn to trust you. I've learned to trust, but to verify. Clearly, I'm in the minority though. Why else would programs such as MTV's Catfish show so many people willing to spend so much of their time and energy engaged in faceless and baseless relationships with people they've never met? And when does discernment kick in? According to the people on Catfish, they had a feeling that something wasn't right, but they never pressured the other person to fill in the potholes. So years later, they end up on television bamboozled and embarrassed. I can see how it might happen innocently enough, how it might start. For me, it started with a Craigslist ad. His name was David. He posted an ad for a part-time companion for his mother, who he was moving with to Dallas. Apparently, according to the post, David was retiring from the military and he would be relocating to Dallas, and he wanted to find someone to keep his elderly mother company 3 days a week for a couple of hours a day for $100 a day while he took care of some other business. So I'm thinking to myself, for $100 a day, a couple of hours in a day, a couple of days a week, I can make time to spend time with an elderly lady. So I would do that. And so I emailed him back and I applied for the position. Well, he emailed me telling me that I had been accepted for the position, and that was red flag number one. I know my writing skills can be impressive because I've been in sales and writing and public speaking, but that was a red flag to me because your elderly mother trying to find someone to watch her is like trying to find a babysitter for your child. Any old body just won't do. But because I was the chosen one, I put that red flag aside and I moved forward with the process. And then all I really wanted to know was when they were moving, what side of town would they be on, and when was I expected to start. Well, David emailed me back saying that he needed some personal information from me so that he could create a personnel file, asking me for, of course, my social security number, my address, things like that. That was red flag number two. I don't give out my personal address or my social security number to anybody. If I don't walk you in the door shoulder to shoulder, then you don't need to know where I live as far as I'm concerned. That's why I have a P.O. box. But still, I put that aside. I did give him just enough information so that he could start a personnel file. And then his response after that was red flag, and the final flag number three. He sent me a response telling me that in addition to the advance payment that he had sent to me, because we agreed on that I would be paid in advance, which was another reason why I was willing to go forward, he said that his accountant had mistakenly sent me not the $300 advance payment that we had agreed on, but $1,800 in a payment, because they got the payments mixed up. They were supposed to send that payment to somebody else. So he wanted me to get the money, and then when I got the money, he would let me know where I should send the overcharge. So he wanted me to take out my $300 and send him $1,500 to some other place. So Of course, I emailed him back and said, let me get this clear. You sent me $1,800 instead of $300, and you want me to cash that $1,800 check and then take my money out and then send you the $1,500. So that, you know, I've seen that on Dateline, and I'm sure you have too, and some other stories. That's, you know, the bait and switch. You know, you cash this check, and then days later when the check doesn't go through, then I'm on the hook for $1,800. So I told him if he thought he was dealing with somebody who was going to believe that, he was dealing with the wrong person, because I wasn't. And then I went on to ask him, if you're really retired from the military, you should be able to tell me where you went to basic training, where you're stationed now, what branch you're in, and a number of other questions that I asked him. And I said, if I don't hear back from you, then I'll know that that this was a game the whole time. And by the way, if you try to use my information that I did give to you in the process of all this, I'm keeping our email exchanges for the police and the judge, and I'm going to call Craigslist and tell them that you're using their site for fraudulent activities. So needless to say, I never heard from David again. So going back to Manti Te'o, it's just a cautionary tale. You can't trust, you can barely trust people you see every day. How are you going to trust people you've never seen? So if you want to know more about the things that I care about, go to the written version of my journal. It's at eurweb.com. Thanks, and have a super day.